Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
Flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh shit, I love tacos. What
Just
tacos
kidding.
are we doing? Oh,
Remember this group?
I do remember
This is the
that.
coolest thing that they ever did.
That shirt.
Taco, dude. I love that taco drawing.
The shirt was the best thing they did.
Dude, this is awesome. I've had this shirt for a couple of years now, and I usually use it to the gym, but I was like, I'm going to wear it today for Tuesday. So we've got another strain review today, and today we're going to be talking about one that
It's pretty good.
I think of a vehicle, and I think of the
really
place.
do. Yeah.
But I've never been to the place. Have you ever been there?
I drove through it, taking my kids to Yosemite the year that I fought custody.
The place we're talking about is Tahoe OG. That's the strain we're reviewing today.
Yeah. It's actually a mix of OG Kush and San Fernando Valley.
I actually like this. For an indica strain, it's not sedative, but it is relaxing and not too relaxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not like couch locked. You don't feel as tight. You feel more relaxation in like your body, throughout your arms. You puffed on this one a little more, I think, than I did.
Yeah,
At
I
least
like it.
Today.
Yeah, it's really nice. For an indica, I normally wouldn't puff on it this much because I'm like, okay, no, sleepy time. And I told you I probably had like 4 hours of sleep last night. And I am really good. Now, that's another thing to think about, guys. When you're having an indica, misconception is that all indicas make you tired and all sativas bring you up.
Yep.
Alaskan Thunderfuck knocks me the fuck out.
Yep.
My endocannabinoid system goes, nope.
Night time for Jesse.
And then I'm done, right? But when you're taking this Tahoe, the percentages on this one are decent, right? What's the THC on this? I've got the...
That picture's so small.
Oh my God.
73% in there.
Yep, 73.45%.
Yeah, but it has CBD, CBG. The interesting, and I wondered about this as I was looking at the label before we started recording. I noticed that it also has Delta 8 THC and CBDV, but they both have no percentage on there. And I wondered if Select just prints that for their strains that have it in there.
Maybe they have a program set that says this is everything that we're looking for, and if it's not in there, then just put 0. So they can, so it doesn't have to, because...
Well, it doesn't even show a 0. It just shows the % sign.
Oh, it just shows a % sign and says nothing.
Yeah, like on those ones, it doesn't even have a 0%. It just shows like CBDV % sign. And that's it. Same with like the 8 THC. And I'm thinking that's supposed to be Delta 8 THC, but it still just shows the % sign. That's it. But the other ones actually give a designated %, like CBD 0.18, CBG 2.1, THCV, all of those, even CBC, CBN.
Well, and even looking at this, I put it through chat. I took the image and I put it through chat. And so it's Delta 9 top on 73.45%. THCV, it's less than 1%. It's 0.64%. But it was cool. It actually did. I'm like, do it a breakdown. And it did. And THCV is known as an appetite suppressing and stimulating properties. So I do notice that they're the strain that I've puffed on for quite a while, right? Which is going to be cheetah piss and...
Durban poison?
No.
What are you combining with?
Gelato. No. I'm just strains that I typically go to. Gelato face off. When I'm using those, they make me munchy, dude. I'm hungry. I'm eating carrots and apples now because I'm trying to keep it as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
And it's good. Carrots are really good if you're trying to keep your appetite down after you get the munchies. I don't know what it is about it, but it just kind of like kills it off.
Yeah.
And I get satisfied by an apple.
But that's nice.
It is now.
Yeah.
But before,
to get there.
Fucking chips and popcorn, healthy popcorn. Fuck that, dude. It's kettle corn.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
It's sugar on top of popcorn.
Yeah.
Knowing, hey, it's healthy.
No. it just... I was so fucking done. Everything, it's healthy. It's got nuts in it. It's chocolate coated, Jesse. But it's got nuts. Like, I used to be that ignorant. But it's kind of cool to know that. Like, THCV is in more of an appetite suppressant. It has CBD, but it has less than 1%. It's not even very high at all.
So small.
0.19%, not even close to 0.5%. And then you have CBG, it's 2%.
Yeah, which
And
I like.
I've noticed that a lot more strains these days are introducing CBG. And then it's got CBC and CBN. And CBN is almost high enough to be 1%. It's like 0.89.
Which is where they get the relaxation and more the sleepy time. So maybe for some, they might notice that it hits them harder and they might feel sleepy.
Yeah. And it's really, this one, I mean, I've been puffing on this one for a while, so has Brandon. It's relaxing. It doesn't have, no, was it because of the strain? It was because of 4 hours of sleep. It doesn't have the couch lock feel, the sedative feel. You don't particularly feel it anywhere in your body. Now, again, this is a disty.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised. It does say it has cannabis terps on it, though. On the packaging, it's in small words somewhere on there. You'll have to find it. But it said cannabis terps. Oh, shit.
it's cool.
But I was surprised because I didn't think that Select would use cannabis-derived terps. And maybe
that sure as shit don't taste like it.
No, but I do get the earthy tones from that still. The nice thing, this is supposed to give you like relaxation, euphoria, happiness, tingling. I don't know if I really feel much. I feel relaxing down all in my arms.
Yeah, but it's not like weighted.
No.
It's
nice though.
You know what it is, man? It feels like right before you're about to go to sleep and you're relaxed. Yeah, I'll take some more. Thank you. It's like being so relaxed to be able to sit down and enjoy a movie and just enjoy the movie. Not check your phone, not look at text messages. Because you'll get in a movie and you're like, this movie is fucking lame.
Pull out your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or secretly pull it off to the side and my wife will go, what are you looking at? I was like, just responding to a text as a work thing. No, it isn't. I'm searching something up because my mind is bored. But this could give you that sense of going, let's go see a movie just to see a movie.
Yeah, you don't need to get distracted by all the other, like it's relaxing enough that you could just, whatever it is that you're doing, you could be there doing it, just being very present in that experience of whatever it is.
Yeah, set and setting and having the right strain to do the right thing is going to be huge. Like I could go sit through, say like I had like modules I needed to complete online. I could smoke that and just bust them out.
There. Yeah.
It's not necessarily that I want to get stuff done. It's that I can be relaxed enough to be able to have the information come in and stay in. As sometimes when I'm on sativa, my thoughts are going so fast. And that's what I've been thinking about too. I'm thinking like ideation, sativa, actual like tearing it down and creating it. It's got to be an indica strain, and I would believe that Tahoe OG would be that strain of let's just knock it out because I don't
getting the work done.
Yeah, getting the work done, not necessarily driven to do the work. Because on some certain sativas, you're like, let's do it at all.
But this one's like I don't feel like I'm relaxed in a way that I don't have the drive or motivation that I could do.
I just feel
whatever.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's the euphoria, the happiness that comes with it. And I bet in flower that this would be over the top.
I think you would be pretty inebriated on this, and if you smoke the amount that we've been puffing on right now.
I would love that. Yeah.
I would like it too, because the only thing I think about it on a magnified, on a magnified level of feeling this, I would be really relaxed. Then I could sit through like a TED Talk.
Oh, yeah.
I could go see speakers at some business symposium and be okay about watching all of them. Because most of the time I'm just networking. I don't fucking listen to any of them.
I have a guy from TEDx who is coming on my other show.
Nice.
Yeah. I just met with him Wednesday.
That's
Tuesday?
cool.
Tuesday.
Yeah, the TEDx local ones. Yeah, there's a TEDx here.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, we should go talk to them.
He said they're very, it was very interesting to see like how they do it. Because some of them, they're like, okay, you'll get 3 minutes for your talk or 5 or like this. But it's very much like, he said it was very interesting because he came from education and like 20 years in teaching and being principal and all of that into what he does now. But Just that their structure for their talks was very educational focused. Like he was like, there needs to be an intro, there needs to be this, there needs to be this, and then a conclusion. It was just very structured, and like your talk has to be this. And I was like, oh, but that makes sense because it needs to have, like, they come in with very designed, intentional, purposeful things.
It's got to be fast.
Yeah, and they're short.
Well, and they're supposed to be created short, so it's a hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hook to learn more.
Yeah.
Which is smart. And I think that's one of the cool things that unintentionally Ted turned into, was being able to find other people, not necessarily experts. And that's the other thing I was going to say to you too. And when we were talking on our last episode, like, you're like, yeah, but I'm not an expert. How can I talk about this? And then you realized about it that just like, you know what, but it's okay. I'm taking you through my journey of being able to understand a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't
like what's
have
going on
to be the expert, but it's just tough for me.
But then
feel like I can talk from that.
But I mean, you shouldn't, and because you're a human, you feel shit, you've seen shit, you may not know some shit. Like, you know, it'd be really cool to bring on a guy who's schizophrenic and saying, "Tell me about like what's." Actually, I know somebody. Let me tald to him. See if there'd be an opportunity there, dude. Because I think that would be a really good one.
Yeah,
and he's a very high functioning guy. He's very successful. He's in marketing, branding, video creation, filmed all over the world. Didn't know he was schizophrenic. We worked together.
Yeah.
And didn't know. I had a friend who was schizophrenic growing up, and I didn't know until I got back from the Navy. And he was outside talking on my dad's deck, and my dad's like, you know, your friend's schizophrenic. And I'm like, how do you know that? And he goes, he's been talking to a giant dinosaur out there for the last 2 hours since you've been at work. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, yep. I'm like, hey, Kevin, how's it going? Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm just talking to my friend. What's up, man? It was a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex that talked to him, that contemplated life together.
What the crap?
One, I was jealous.
Yeah, you're like, damn, I want a big dinosaur to hang out with, talk to.
It'd be funny.
Contemplate life with.
It's like Meet the Robinsons.
No,
I have such a big head. I have a giant head.
I don't think this plan was very well thought through, master. Yeah.
But it's like that, man. I mean,
I haven't seen that in ages.
Oh, dude. See, that's the thing. Like, you could let go of things. We watched a little while ago with my family. We watched Lego Movie. We've seen that a bunch of times.
Okay, yeah.
That movie's hilarious, dude.
I still love it. Yeah.
It doesn't take itself seriously. And so I think, you know, what's one of the coolest things lately is that Deadpool and Wolverine, the reason why it's doing so well is that everybody's able to take a breath going, oh, thank God we don't have to be so serious now just to be entertained.
It was just bullshit.
It was just bullshit.
Yeah, I loved it. And I actually have been I'm thinking more about that because I've been watching, I always want to say Top Gear, but Top Gear was their original show. It's the Grand Tour. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, with Jeremy.
And they are so fucking funny. I love their, like...
banter.
Yeah, their humor. Yeah. It makes me laugh. And they always are like...
deadpan humor.
Yeah, and it's always, like, random. They're like, oh, who likes super inappropriate random jokes? And I'm like, yeah, no, that's funny. Like... I'm into that. I think that's funnier than... Well,
it's unintentional humor, and it just comes out because they're such critical people for their jobs, which is a weird job.
Oh, but it's... Yeah.
What do? I ride around in cars, and I come up with an idea of what I like about it.
I race random cars, and then I make funny-ass videos of all these other ones and competitions of cars. Like,
Did you ever see that Top Gear where they were driving around somewhere in Europe with supercars, and Jeremy had like this, I think it was either a McLaren or it was like a Lambo. And then one of the other guys, he has the curlier hair, but it's longer. James,
yeah.
James was riding in a Aston Martin.
Okay.
And he fucking hated it. He said it was the worst car ever. Oh, it has no AC, no radio.
Oh, yeah, they have a lot of those. A lot of them. And I'm like, what the crap?
But then, like...
those hyper supercars that they
Right. I think Jeremy was driving, like, some big-time car over there. I remember he did the Bugatti. When he did the Bugatti one time, he did a straight run, and in 5 minutes, they had to put more gas in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did... he did another one at the Bugatti, and it was like...
Didn't they take the Steg and put him on Nuremberg?
Probably several times. They don't have the Stig in the new one.
No.
They started with a guy who was called the American the first season, and he was just I did not care for him at all.
I like the Stig because you didn't know who he was. And
And now they have
I
a
loved
woman
it.
one. I just wish she says like the same thing at every start of her race, and she doesn't have a lot of commentary. She seems to be a good driver, but the Stig I just liked because they just made funny commentary about him, and you never knew who it was.
Mm-hmm.
The American I didn't like because he was just annoying as hell.
You know what's funny, dude, is that I find that British people can be really funny when they create content for like shows, like The Office. The Office is a British creation.
Oh yeah,
Ricky Gervais created that
originated
show.
there. Yeah,
Isn't that crazy, dude? He made so much money off of that because he
wild.
created that
Yeah.
show. and I love that guy. I think he's fucking hilarious.
I love that, like, his brash, like just his humor is just.
It's just British, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking.
But that's what I love.
raw.
I love British humor. It makes me. I feel like, and Emily. Because I'll put my headphones on, I sit down with my iPad, and I'm just laughing out loud all the fucking time to the show. And Emily just looks at me and she's like, I love your laugh. And I'm like, okay, but like it's constantly coming out because it's like
funny fucking show.
It is. That and like Kim's Convenience is another show that's random, but it's like this Korean dad, like this Korean family who runs this convenience store and that, but it's like, it's really fucking funny, but it's like Korean humor, which I feel like is similar to British in certain ways.
Yes.
It's just, but like with their own cultural references and that into it, that I was like, I was laughing out loud so much to that one too. I'm like, I love that kind of shit. I don't know.
Well, and I could see this strain being a really good add-on to enjoying shit like that.
Oh yeah, just sitting down and
Just
like
relaxing, just here
and being there, like. Yeah.
Dude, I smoked something similar to this. My wife was like, hey, the kids want to watch The Greatest Showman. And
I'm sorry.
I fucking hate musicals.
I
guess
love
what?
musicals.
And guess
I
what?
just don't care for that one.
That's super funny. I loved it. It made me, because here's the reason why. The story behind all of it.
Mm-hmm.
The entrepreneur.
Okay, yeah.
That's what got me connected, and trying to get other people excited about your dream and to get it out there, but not knowing what the fuck you actually do, because he didn't do that.
Yeah.
It just kind of started happening, and I saw a lot of me in there. Think about our conversation yesterday. Like, I am just like trying to keep this fucking circus going. That's the way I feel, man. And that's why I resonated with that movie. But I wouldn't have resonated with it because my original reaction was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But then I got pretty baked outside. My wife's like, did you just go out to get high to watch this movie? Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is this a trick question? Of course.
I pay attention.
Yeah.
I pick up more things.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Memento?
Maybe.
Dude, you want to watch a fucked up movie. That's a good movie. But you want to do it when you get really fucking high. Or Old Boy. I've told you about Old Boy.
I need to just, but it's always when I'm like doing something. I need to make like a list. And
I'm going to send you pictures of that.
maybe for everyone at home, let's do this. Comment below your favorite movies, because we're going to make a movies list of just shit that Brandon needs to watch. And maybe Jesse's probably seen most of them.
I've probably seen a lot of
but
them.
I lived a pretty sheltered cinematically growing up.
Yeah.
So I didn't experience a lot of movies until later, and I still don't know what I don't know. So
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like, I find it very fortunate that I grew up the way I did, being a latchkey kid. During the summer was the best. I think I've told you about that giant jar of coins that my dad never knew what was in there. He would just, because everything was cash at the time.
oh yeah,
So he'd come home and he would just toss his change into this gigantic
big ass jar full of
glass bottle. And so all I would do is I was wait for him to be gone at work and go into his closet, and he buried it underneath the shirts. I'm like, I'm not retarded.
Yeah.
And I would just pull out all the quarters.
Yeah.
And then we'd ride our bikes to this local video store. And we get there. And it was funny, dude, because we get in there and there's a guy behind the counter and he's just like, fuck my life. And I'm like, dude, if I was like wealthy, I'd love to do that kind of job. Just talk about movies and sit around and bullshit about movies. I wouldn't take it seriously. I'd be like so chill. Be like, oh, I'm looking for a good movie. What are you into? Porn. It's the wrong place. Get out.
Yeah.
But the thing we would do is we would
go
just
to the library.
Dude, I remember old movies were 75 cents.
Mhm.
New movies were $1.50.
Okay.
And this is a long time ago. And what we would do is we would ride that store, and then we were getting all of these like rated R movies. Like all it was rated R movies. And this is what the guy asked me. He goes, your parents are cool about this, right? I said, yeah, my dad sent me here with this money. He goes, beep, beep, beep. Okay, that's going to be, he goes, oh, you got a deal today. Like, I swear this one time we rented like 8 movies and it was like 5 something.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
We're watching like RoboCop and
That's hilarious.
Spaceballs was the most mild thing out of all of them. Things that are like softcore porn.
I never even watched Spaceballs growing up because that kind of humor was something that my parents didn't appreciate, so it wasn't something that we had in the house.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing too. Like, the only reason why I watched so many movies as a kid because we either one had neighbors that would record everything off HBO and Skinamax and all that shit. And we would just watch anything.
Yeah.
Because we had nothing. And it was during the heyday, dude. The 80s and the 90s were the heydays of movies because it was just the most random, stupid shit. Like a movie in the 80s called Rad about a guy who rides a BMX bike.
I believe it.
What the fuck? There was one with Charlie Sheen.
I mean, have you seen Hot Rod?
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not great with those names.
I well, you know me.
It is. Yeah.
Steel Trap. But the movie that's the weirdest, I mean, yeah, Hot Rod. That's weird. But it doesn't take itself seriously. Here's a movie that takes itself seriously. I don't even know the fucking name of it. You have to look it up with Charlie Sheen back in the day. And he's some guy who's got some girlfriend. And both of them are like really into like, you know, Def Leppard or Motley Crue because his hair's all poofy. Okay. Anyways, he gets killed.
Oh, shit.
By other rival motorcycle guys. Not like bikers.
Yeah.
Just like dudes riding like fucking dirt bikes. And then all of a sudden, you know, he dies. And then this black helmet biker on a dirt bike coming through town and getting revenge. And it ends up it's Charlie Sheen coming back from the dead.
All right, maybe I've just never seen a dirt bike gang. You know, most people around here, I see a few dirt bikes now and then, but most people are riding street bikes, sport bikes.
Not anymore. Like, now everybody's riding electric scooters.
Oh, yeah, there's a million of those. Or like those, this is what drives the fucking nuts out of me. All these kids on the electric dirt bikes who are going faster than me down the road on the sidewalk or in the bike lane going the wrong way, going like way fast, doing wheelies and stuff. And I'm like, that kid looks like he's 13. Legally, he shouldn't be doing that. And they don't even have helmets.
Nope.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is the dumbest thing that we could have. And the parents who are allowing their kids to do that, I don't know. You should teach your kid a little better.
I think those parents think that those things are like the hoverboards.
Oh, yeah, but it's not. It is way different.
No, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's super. I've seen that same thing near my house. And the thing is,
I'm like, it's not like when we were young. Growing up, there was way less traffic, way less business. And now I'm like, everywhere is fucking busy.
Super fucking busy.
So then I'm seeing these kids doing it, and I'm like, you're down 800 South. There's traffic all the time. There's rows of cars. Like, what are you doing here? And it just blows my mind because I'm seeing them ride in places and I'm like, this isn't like up in the mountains or in an orchard or like all these places that I'm like a really dead neighborhood. They're riding in busy areas, busy streets, and that I'm like, this is not safe.
No, it isn't safe, and it's really difficult to kind of look at like, what are we giving people? It's like, honestly, it's even like cell phones, man. Like, they're dangerous tools that we can even hand our children, which we do because, well, I mean, I do agree with like guys like Gary Vaynerchuk. So like, you're going to try and keep your kids away from something that's going to be the future. Is that smart? Because, and
it's hard, but it's allowing, I think the best thing we can do is allow them that, but teach them and set like,
I think we're all
restrictions.
Still trying to figure it out. Like, no, we've done that. Like, we went through our my mother-in-law got our boys' phones for their birthday. We got some refurbished older phones. Yeah.
They're 15.
Yeah. And this their very first phone. And my wife took both their phones, was gone for like a couple hours. And she's like, I'm not going to, because we got Bark for the home, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, you were saying that when we tried to play games or something, it would do some. It
would
weird
always
shit.
kick me off.
Yeah,
or it would cut in and out, and the reason why is because it's a dumb firewall, sold as a smart firewall. Because they're like, oh, you go through this interface online and you can pick all the settings. No, you can't. No, you can't. And it blocks everything.
My mom had something similar, but it was like everything was blocked. And it would be like trying to do some school thing, and I type in something, and it'd be like, that's restricted. I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to search this, and it's blocking it. She'd come over and type in her little password, and like, oh my God.
Dude.
But because my dad had looked at porn and that, my mom didn't feel like she could have that in the house and had to have that on every single thing. So
yeah, Bark will notify you if somebody tries to look at a website, and it shoots it over to her, and she's like, they're looking at these, and talk to the boys. I'm like, all right. But instead that we just said, okay, we just restricted these things, and this is when you can use it, and this is when it shuts off.
Yeah.
And this is when it turns back on. And they're cool. We're setting up really strict guidelines with them. Like, this is the time you can use it. This is the time you cannot use it.
Yeah.
And they're frustrated.
Oh,
But, now that I want them to develop good habits. My oldest son does not have great habits. I mean, when he wakes up, he calls his girlfriend. He's always on the phone.
My kids don't have great habits either.
I don't think any kid does.
No. I think, well,
we're all still trying to figure this shit out.
My parents forced us to have good habits. They dictated everything to have, like, do this, chores, clean. Like, everything was done, but it was just because it was very military and everything was, this is how you do it.
Guilt-driven, yeah.
Yeah, and like we talked about it. I brought you into this world, I can bring you out. Like, there's so much of just, like...
it's weird contradictions.
Yeah, just these things of, like, all right. So...
Why are you saying you're going to kill me if you...
Yeah, right?
That's fucking weird. I've been tempted to say that once in a while, like when I was trying to raise my boys, and they're, they talk back, and I never said it. And I'm glad I never said that, because I think about it now, like, my parents never said that kind of shit. But it was a different thing.
I heard my dad, and I don't, and this is the hard part because it's been ages and PTSD stuff, but I don't know if he ever said that to me or just probably Curtis.
Yeah, but even then, though, I mean, it's that whole thing we talked about with Rich.
Yeah, well, it's PTSD.
It's CPTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's complex.
Yeah.
From
multiple or,
consistent.
Continuous of...
Yeah, and it's a traumatic event. It's like what I was telling you before about that one Delta Force guy. Like, he's just like, yeah, I do that. I kill and thus I am.
Yeah.
Guys like Jocko Willink, like, not bothered. He's like, oh, that's something I did. That was my job. Like taking out trash or painting houses, like killing people for them.
Flipping a burger. It's
just a job. And there's people like that can take that for some weird reason. It's totally fine.
I thought I could. When I was 18, I was... and most of it was emotional frustration. Like, I had thought about joining the military, and then my ex-wife, we got in this thing, and I was like, fine, I'll just go join the Marines. And I was on my way down to the thing, because I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't give a shit.
God, you be in so much more pain today.
But
when was this in the...
18. I was 18.
What year was this?
06. And I was like, yeah, and I was on my way down, and she ended up talking me out of going, but I was done. I was like, fuck it.
But it's not a bad option. I mean, I look at that where, if I was to go back, would I be into the military again? Would I have left anyways? No, but I'd already served. I already knew what that was about. But if I was a young new dad and going, fuck, what are my options? And 2, I need to take care of them. 3, I'm like, knowing what I know now, that's why I told my son, I'm like, if you get your girlfriend pregnant, who is very much younger than him, I mean, she's 2 years younger than him.
Yeah.
He'll be graduating high school. She just started.
Oh, damn.
So I'm just like...
And she's only 2 years apart?
Yeah, she's a sophomore. He's a senior.
Huh.
So they're 2 years apart.
Oh, because... Yeah, okay.
And with him, I'm just like, dude, if you knock her up, I'm like, if you're fucking around, whatever... Please don't do it in my house, because I don't want, 1, anybody catching you, and 2, if you're going to be making babies in my home, no fucking way. I'm not taking care of you and your future ex-wife. No. You're going to, it's like, just think about that. Every single time you want to have sex with her, go get yourself a fucking rubber. I'm not buying them for you. You take the responsibility, And
We might even still have Planned Parenthood here. You can go there and they give them free.
yeah,
So you go get a whole stack of rubbers and then you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, I don't like the way it feels. Nobody does.
No one does, but you don't want a kid either. Like,
nope, it's just gonna take you a little longer to get there, dude. And hey, maybe that'll be more fun. But I told him, I was like, you get her pregnant, you have a kid, anchors away. But now after seeing some of the videos of the Navy, I would never fucking send out to the Navy. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this Navy, but it's definitely not my Navy, which is weird to say that.
It's just changed a lot in
It's
20, 25 years.
It's the military. Like, the thing that I hate about what's been happening is that the military life it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not, oh, you're fine. It's not something that you join going, that sounds like fun. No, I joined because I had limited options of what I was going to do with my life, and I always wanted to serve. I always wanted to join the military. So I'm like, go.
I honestly, at that point, I had been doing paintballing a ton, and I was an angry kid, and it was like, cool, yeah, I'll join the Marines. I think it would be cool. Like, I'd be a sniper. In my head, that's what I told myself. I could be a sniper. I'd go shoot people. Like, that wouldn't be a problem. But now I'm like, I have no idea. But that version of me is like definitely not this person anymore. So
no, I mean, I'm different now, but back then I totally was. I and my brother said to me, he's like, I'm so glad that you don't know that feel.
Yeah.
He's like, because I have a hard time living with it. He's like, and you're so much nicer than me. And I'm like, no, I think I would have enjoyed it too much because there was these tendencies at that time where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I told you, my brother fucking getting shot at. And they're in the street.
Yeah.
Like,
and he laughs.
And he laughs. And he goes, it's like a fucking video game. And the other guy goes, shut the fuck up and keep shooting. And he goes, okay. Like,
that's crazy.
And the weird thing is, it's like my whole family, because of the stresses, where we lived, how we grew up, not necessarily because of my parents, just where
Everything.
we live.
Yeah.
And that got me ready to be in that world. I didn't take boot camp seriously. I didn't get mad because somebody was yelling at me.
Yeah. You're used to it. It doesn't mean anything.
It didn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
I've been around violence. I've been around people yelling. I've been around having to do, like, I loved working out. So I'm like, I was pissed that they didn't do enough.
Yeah. So it's
That's
just
why
getting
I knew
yelled at and working out and shit like that. And you're like, okay,
do what you're told.
I can do that.
Do what you're told. Like, boot camp is the easiest fucking thing in the world. Do what you're told. If you're going to Marine boot camp, that's some different shit. Army boot camp, different shit. Navy boot camp, fucking joke. Air Force, don't even get me started. So it's just like, hey, yeah. But no, dude, I think about that a lot. The only downside is the cannabis. You can't use cannabis while you're in the military.
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
Max is like, hey, can you use cannabis in the military? It's like, nope.
No, you can't. Yeah.
No, and if you do, you chance yourself getting caught.
Even after, like, both of my girlfriend's parents work with clearances. One's in, like, the DOD and something.
They can't use it.
And they still can't. And one of them just works in an office. And both of them have really bad back pain and all these issues that it really could benefit them both drastically, but neither of them can actually use it because of their clearance.
You know what I think, man, when it comes to the cannabis laws, and this is just something that popped in my head right now, instead of going for the throat, like, give us it all, I think we should just start chipping away at this thing to slowly start normalizing it. Kind of like how people have used the word fuck in PG-13 movies. Mm-hmm. Like, it just slowly, and then that's totally fine. Yeah. There can be nudity in a PG-13 movie now.
Yes, and that's the thing that I'm like, the rating system doesn't mean anything to me. And I've allowed my 12-year-old to watch R-rated movies. Only very certain ones that I'm like, this is because I know what's in it. And I'm like, it literally says like one extra fuck. I would much rather, like, I don't care if you hear that.
It's just the context for me. Like, you know, if my son wants to watch a bunch of horror movies, I don't care.
Yeah.
And he's like, and my wife had said, why? Why is that okay? And I'm like, because it's fantasy. It's not real. It's not like he can really summon a demonic creature to go kill these people or have this like fucking doll that becomes evil and kills them. Those are stupid fucking movies. Like, I don't care.
It's not real.
But it's the same thing with like video games. My wife got really upset. She goes, well, you're letting them play all these violent video games. Video games have been proven multiple times not to cause violence at all. It just causes them to be addicted to dopamine because they get the task, they complete it, and they go out there. Are there a couple of fucking psycho kids out there that are going to take that going, I'm going to take this gun to my school and do that?
Yeah, but that isn't the game that triggered them to do it.
But not only that, like you think about it, the population was lowered. They go, that didn't happen back then. The population is drastically different. We just have more people.
Have the game. Like it's all the stuff, but we didn't have the same stresses. No. And like the anxiety level and the way that we managed stuff now versus 20, 30 years ago, not even the same.
But then on top of that too, man, there's just way more people and there's way more probability. I mean, you look at like animal, the reason why you get tags for hunting certain animals and how many you can get is based on the population. And if the population is woefully over that, they're like trying to give away tags, like please kill these deer, and all the animal activists get all upset going, you're killing all the deer. No, we're trying to keep them preserved because once the population gets too dense, that's when disease comes in. That's when infighting and all sorts of crazy shit starts happening. I think it's just we have more probability of being able to have those breaks.
We do.
And there's still tons of serial killers out there. Plenty. Yeah, they're just careful.
Yes. And I think before, we know about the ones that were caught or the ones that were found or whatever, but I can imagine that there's probably been endless amounts that we have no fucking clue.
Oh, all over the world. And that's the thing. Like, I heard this one thing. I think it was Sam something. He's a...
Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher, right? Splinter Cell?
I have no idea.
They're remaking that game, by the way.
Yeah, you were saying that.
But it doesn't have Michael Ironside, so it's not going to be Sam Fisher. It's going to be somebody else. Yeah, I don't know. Science.
That's okay.
Science.
But
Tahoe OG.
It's a great strain. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, it's a good chatty strain. You can have really deep conversations on it, but you can also be relaxed enough. Video games, movies, all around, all day, all night strain.
Have random ass conversations. Just really enjoy your day. Like it's a good strain.
If you're going to pick it up in a disty, I'd recommend, and I'm not a big fan of Select, but I would recommend this because it's a nice taster.
I haven't felt as dirty. Maybe it's the terps. Maybe it's the oil that was in this one specifically. But the experience has actually been really decent for being a disty, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's really nice. I would actually ask you guys, if you've tried Tahoe OG, tell us all about it, like what you've had it in. Also, tell us your favorite disties, like what brands are out there that you're really into.
A lot of our audience actually prefers concentrates.
That's right.
So, if you guys do concentrates, what's your go-to for that? What's your favorite type? What do you like to do with it? Like, how do you use it? I know most of ours are actually glass users. We don't have we don't have as many that are e-rig users.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
I love e-rigs.
Oh, I do too. But I'm also wondering, like...
We need to get some e-rig companies to get us some products sent out to these guys. That'd be awesome.
I know.
Someone wants to upgrade, saying, hey, man, here you go. Like, remember that, like, the low-rent MJ Arsenal Volcano that we gave to that guy?
Oh, yeah.
That was so cool. And then Nareth, when we gave him that whole kit, it's like a humidity control.
For your flower.
Oh, dude, that thing. And he was... When you give people things like that, you're, like, hoping that they'll use them.
Oh, but that was, like, perfect
all this shit.
for him.
Oh, dude. I gave my mom like a pipe and a cool grinder. They don't use it. They just use their old standard. I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't give that to you. Gave him that really weird ass, remember the alien looking pipe that snaps in half magnetically and it snaps back together? It's like a really shitty version of the Happy Camper. The Happy Camper is the best aluminum pipe.
Oh, I do. HOJ, the Hoy. And their grinder was really weird because it had blades, but it didn't like to slice through any
it was like the
sticky bud.
Biggest chunky grind.
And you had to do it with like super dry flour.
Yeah, you couldn't do it with not like regular teeth on a grinder. Not even close.
Or even the nubs on the green one that I use all the time.
On the Stash?
Stash, yeah.
Dude, Stash is great. Hey, you know what? We're just going to put that down there in the link over there. Check out Stash. Great grinders.
Love them.
The coolest one. Like, I'm actually really frustrated that I gave mine away now using this other one.
Yeah?
The other one's cool. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it as much.
Damn.
I feel like that one, the design, the nubs, everything are way better.
They're fantastic.
This has got like those waves. It looks like seashell shit. Yeah. It's okay, but sometimes I find it makes it too fine on my grind. And that's when you get the particulates coming up in there. But what I've been using is the one that we got from Cloud9.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So
and it pours
Cloud9,
right into the tubes.
I love it.
That's perfect.
I think it's great. The only thing that sucks about it, that motherfucker gets dirty fast.
Oh, how is it to clean? Is it pretty easy?
You gotta soak it. And the other one, it's like you can't pull the whole thing out. You just have to clean in there.
Oh.
So it's a little tedious.
Yeah.
What I would recommend is just put it out in the sun, let it dry for a while, and then, give it like a little bit of isopropyl.
Yeah.
And it'll come right off. I tried to do it before, but it's been closed so long when I open it up.
It's sticky.
It's so fucking sticky. Like it looks like turd smears.
Yep.
In your toilet bowl.
Rubbed against there and stuff. And you're like, damn.
I'm thinking I'm scraping the paint off. It's like, nah, dude, that's just weed.
Yep.
That's just sticky ass weed.
Insane.
So go down, check out either one of those. They're really decent price. We love Stash. They just have clean looking product. I love their brand.
I do too. I love the one that we use on the show all the time. Just the cap that we can just put the flower in.
I love it.
We use that all the time.
Yep. All the time.
Best thing.
I like the little screw-on cap, but I'm not going to hide my shit in there.
Oh, no.
It's not airtight.
No, not so much.
Airtight.
All right.
All right, guys. Hey, go down there. Check out there. Like, comment. Go to Apple. Write a review.
If you have $1, go down below. Click to help support the show.
Yeah, go support it.
Yeah. And tune in next week.
All right, guys. Happy Taco Tuesday.